So here we are for another podcast of Inspired Good Fat Life, and I am really, really excited about our guest today. Um, she's got such an impressive resume that I want to get this right. So Valerie René Sheppard, she's a certified master trainer, self-mastery expert, which we're going to talk about today, and CEO of the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. She's Dr. Valerie Sheppard, and she's inspired me to go back and get my PhD, which Valerie is a great role model around that. But she helps people live with courage, confidence, inner peace, and happiness using the wisdom in her multi-award-winning #1 best-selling book, Living Happy to Be Me. And that is I'm so glad that you're here, Valerie. And I really want to talk about happy to be me, because the world needs a happy to be me perspective right now. So welcome.
Thank you so much, Sherri. I appreciate being here. I love Good Fat Life and what you're all about. So I'm excited to chat.
So great. And so since mentioning Good Fat Life, yes, we do have a magazine, and I forgot to bring my magazine today, but Miss Valerie happens to have one, and so she's
Bam!
going to, there we go. And so
Okay, there it is.
there it
Yay!
is. There it is. So if you want to go learn more about the magazine, you would go to goodfatlife.com. And so we have a digital and in real paper magazine so that you can enjoy it over and over and over. So thank you. Thanks for having that, Valerie.
You're
So
welcome.
so let's talk about, what are one of the things, you and I have talked a little bit about this, but I'm seeing that people are exhausted as kind of coming out of COVID, the world's opening up and lots of things are happening. And I just hear this over and over. I'm just exhausted. I'm exhausted. And but there's so much cool stuff happening. But then there's
Yeah.
the war going on, which is creating a whole nother energy. And so let's talk about that. This is your wheelhouse. What are your thoughts?
Thank you so much. And I love this conversation about exhaustion, the post-COVID exhaustion. And I would suggest, I don't know for a fact, but I would suggest that a lot of the exhaustion is mental and emotional, that it's not physical. And what people aren't understanding is that the way we use our mental capacity and our emotional energy can create physiological exhaustion. I'll say that again. The way we use our mental capacity and our emotional energy can create in the body a reaction that is exhaustion. So if we are constantly playing tapes in our head about how tough things are, how bad it is, how they wish we could get back to the old normal, I'm not sure what the new normal is. Like if we have anxiety, tension, pressure, those kinds of stories going in our heads, right? Our bodies hear everything our minds say. Other people may not hear our inner dialogue, but I guarantee you, your physicality hears that. And if your emotions are tense and you're feeling uncertainty, and you're not sure where to be, masks are coming off, but we're hearing COVID numbers we don't know because people are doing at-home tests and what's going on with that. And that makes you nervous. And should I send my kids? Like all of that anxiety, that pressure-filled energy creates a response in the body. And the body can start to feel debilitated. What's really worse than just feeling exhaustion is that all of this low vibration energy depletes our immune system, depletes our adrenal glands, and puts us in a space where we're actually physiologically vulnerable, more vulnerable to viruses, bacteria, etc.
All kinds of stuff. So, and you and I, we spend a lot of time paying attention to the thoughts we think and how they react in our body. But I had to go to the gas station this morning, and so it's a beautiful day. The sun's actually out here in Michigan a little bit, and the birds are singing, and it's good. But I went to the gas station, and it was like $22 more for a tank of gas than I'm used to paying. And it was like, so I'm like, okay, well, all right, that's what it is. But I had to, I really had to deliberately change my thought process when I looked at that gas tank. Um, and so it's like that we're being constantly triggered, if you will. There's just constant things. Mask, no mask, it's everywhere. And so, what would you suggest? How would you help our listeners to shift those thoughts so we have those good feeling chemicals in our body?
Well, I totally get it. And, you know, I live in California. So
Yeah.
whatever you're paying for gas, add $1.50 to it, because that's what I'm paying.
Yeah.
Um, it can be over $6 here. So there are a couple things. Number one is I have this tool called So What Now What. It's a way that we shift ourselves into acceptance and agreement instead of fighting against what is. Like you're not going to change the price of gas when you're standing at the pump. It's
Right.
like
Okay.
that argument is a waste of your energy, and to rail against it doesn't hurt the gas tank or gas pump, it hurts you. And so the idea is with a so what now what is, how can I get into acceptance and allowance? Like that is a neutral zone. It doesn't say I have to like everything that shows up. It just says I'm not going to use my energy to fight what shows up. There's a difference. So I can be in the space of, wow, $6 for gas without it internalizing. I pick up the thing and I nozzle and I put it in my gas tank, then I go into a high vibration. So at that point, I'm staying in neutral. What is, it's $6. I need gas. And then I go into high vibration. I go into gratitude. I always say when the going gets tough, get going into gratitude. So $6 is not what I want to be paying for gas all the time. So I go into gratitude that I have the wherewithal to pay for gas. I'm grateful that I have been given the resources in order to pay for gas. I'm grateful that I can actually make a trade-off decision. I'll get more gas, less ice cream, or I'll get more gas and forego a manicure. Whatever I have to do, I believe in abundance. So I don't believe in zero sum game. When I get something, I have to get rid of something else. I just say to the universe, okay, universe, inflation's happening. I need an increase in resources. So show me where I have an increase in supply. So then that's the next part of higher vibration living, right? Increase in supply. So I look
Right.
for maybe something came on over here to offset what's going out over there. So maybe I got a discount. Like I belong to USAA, and USAA gives a dividend. It's a insurance. And so I
Right.
get a USAA dividend, and this month it pays for the increase in gas. And next month, maybe someone buys me dinner that I was going to have to go to. Like we're having a business dinner. I know that I'm going to have that expense, but someone pays for me and I didn't know it was coming. And I'm like, yoo, and that's an offset. So, number one, when the going gets tough, find something to be grateful for. We still have gas flowing, which is good. It could be different, right? There could be
Right.
a gas
Right.
shortage caused by the war. And so we should be great. We can be grateful that we still have gas. And then the other thing is look for other increases in supply so that you can stay in that gratitude zone and remind yourself how the universe is beautifully and continually supporting you, serving you, taking care of you. It's not it's not a Pollyanna, let's just, brush it over with, oh, everything's, I'm okay, I'm all happy. No, it's not about that. It's about really creating the skill set and the heart focus that allows you to apply tools to a situation that help you elevate your consciousness so that you can attract more of what you want and less of what you don't. And sometimes the things that you attract, you don't really have control over. So all you can control is how you receive them, how you respond to them. And that takes conscious, diligent, committed, loving action.
Right. Right. Oh, that's all great advice. And just even hearing that, it just makes my heart kind of sing, right? Because there's always so many, there's so many things to be grateful for. Grateful we're
All
having this conversation, right?
I like that it's down and, boots on the ground, really tangible. that's the kind of work that I do. That's what I teach. It's like, we have to bring the esoteric or heaven into the earth plane. And that's only going to happen when we choose to make it happen. And that's only going to happen when we're bringing it through us. So individually, like create more peace, love, joy, and freedom on the planet, which is my mission, happens one person at a time, starting with me. So thank you for um, keeping this really like I'm at the gas pump or I'm buying groceries. I mean, I worry about people who are living on the poverty line. Like when gas takes a jump like it does, or food takes a jump like it does, I want to send them all kinds of love and light and see how, what do I have to give? What more do I have to contribute to serve and support the people around me in my community?
Got it. No, that's great. So what? Tell us a little bit about the your Happy to Be Me book. It's a wonderful book, and so tell us about it. It's where did it come from, and you know,
Thank you for asking. I love talking about my stuff.
I know.
Okay, so Happy to Be Me is an actual, every word was picked specifically. Like I checked it. And what people don't usually understand about the title is that the ME is an acronym. It's a capital ME. We took the periods out just to make it be me, but it's about the shift from lower consciousness, lower vibration, what I call the egoic self, lowercase me, to the uppercase me, which is magnificent essence, which is true of all of us. It's the divine aspect. Like we all have multiple aspects, but the divine aspect of us that is allowing us to live a vibration that is where it's the miracle zone. It's the mystical zone. It's the magic zone. Like when you're in the higher vibration of your life does make you happy. And it's happy to be that magnificent essence. So living Happy to Be Me is about putting a set of skills, tools, practices, and principles to work in your life 24/7, 365. There's no off day. There may be higher vibration and lower vibration days. I can definitely attest to that.
Right,
But
right.
no off days. And the tools and practices and tips are what enable you to get through very serious and significantly difficult times, and also help you kind of build on the significantly fabulous times.
Just hearing you talk about it just makes my heart sing, because it does. It's when you think that way, right? When those thoughts come in, it changes everything. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are. It changes everything.
When we're talking about vibration, okay, so the physics and science under all that is, the universe is energetic. So there are mathematical equations under everything. Energy is constantly moving, constantly changing. The universe is growing. We are a part of that growth. The things that are showing up are a part of the ultimate growth and expansion and formation of the universe. So, one of the problems that people have is we are so good at getting into a comfort zone. We get into a groove. We want the status quo. It's sort of impossible. It's an impossible dream. Nothing stays the same.
Same, right?
Everything is changing at all times. And were we to get better at, and but I don't mean better, I don't really like that word. I would say more adept, more skilled at traversing the changes, riding the waves, and setting our vibration such that we're in a higher vibration no matter what the waves. Like imagine that. So no matter what the waves, I'm up here, the waves are down there. That doesn't mean I don't see them, I don't notice them, they don't make my boat rock a little bit, but they don't sink my boat.
Right,
They don't throw me
right,
out of the boat. They
right.
don't cover me with salt water, right? The
They don't
waves
make
are,
you seasick.
hello, the waves are
Yeah,
happening,
right.
and it's about equipping myself with how I do a better job of riding the waves no matter what is happening. And so this physiological that connects to the physics is your vibration. And when you think about a radio, if you're not familiar with thinking about yourself as a vibrational tool or vibrational aspect, think about a radio, right? You cannot hear the music playing at 107.5 if your vibration, if you're tuned in to 99.8. It's a physical impossibility. They are at
Right.
different hertz. You're not going to do it. And that's what's happening with us. When we have our vibration tuned to low vibration, so low vibration energy, anger, resentment, guilt, shame, blame, judgment, anxiety, frustration, like all of those. I'm not saying they're bad or wrong. I get angry.
Right.
It's not bad or wrong and they're not bad emotions and good emotions. That's all about conditioning. They are either low vibration or high vibration. Like if you could go just, and you'll go one step, frustrated to neutral. Wow, that's a huge exponential jump in your vibration. I'll let go of the frustration and just sit here and get into acceptance. Huge jump in your
Right.
vibration. Then if I can take that to the so what, now what? Now what? Like anticipation, excitement, creation energy, curiosity, like all of
Curiosity.
those
Yeah.
are higher vibration.
Right.
And so when you can really like master yourself, what I say in my bio is that I'm a self mastery expert. And when we talk about self mastery, it's master yourself in your life so that you can exquisitely manage whatever your life brings your way. So your life brought you, wow, 22 extra dollars in gas this morning. The self mastery is how am I responding or reacting to that? How am I letting this moment run me, potentially run me ragged? Or how am I controlling the moment? I am the master and commander of this moment in time, even though the thing that might have triggered me is totally outside my realm of control.
Right. So you brought up something that I think is that I've been learning is so powerful is to pay attention to how I feel. Right. So when I looked at that price, it was like, whoa. And then it was like, so, but I'm learning to go, okay, how am I feeling? And does this support where I want the channel I want to be tuned in? Right. So, yes. So, and then immediately it's like, I'm feeling like, and that's not supporting how I want to be, what I want to create. So choose a better feeling thought. So it was then go to
And,
gratitude. Oh,
sorry, true. And what we don't want to do, Sherri, is to brush over that negative feeling. Like we don't want to
right.
just put it aside. There's sometimes, I believe there are messages in all of our feelings, but there could be a deeper message in there. So when you're um, looking at a price tag and what came up for you, what was the feeling? You're saying it was a bad feeling. What was the actual emotion?
It no, it was just more of what was the emotion? It was really more of like disbelief. It's like really is
Shock.
that it was kind of shock and disbelief that yeah, that it was like $22 more than normal. And
Did you feel any
yeah,
fear?
I didn't feel fear. I could have in the past. I would have felt fear in the past if I didn't understand a lot of what you're saying.
Yes.
But
I
it
think a
did.
lot of people have
But it did stop me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people out there who are seeing these rises in prices and inflation, and especially the way it's being talked about in several places, that they may be triggered into fear, which is fear of survival, fear of
Right.
whether I'm going to have enough. Again, that zero sum game. If I spend extra 22 here, where is that coming from? Because I didn't get extra 22 in my salary this week. Or as an entrepreneur, what I'm creating, I didn't raise my prices to cover this. So the fear is what is the really low vibration, not the shock. And so if we can get underneath the surface and go, okay, what's really driving this, and get to the fear, and then have a conversation with ourselves about our supply. And maybe we can't do it while we're standing at the gas pump, but eventually we need to go deeper into that emotion and understand what's underneath it so that we can get superiority over it. We can't change it. If there's something inside of us, and I have fear around supply, we were never poor, but we were never rich. And my mom and dad were pretty frugal, and we were always about saving. And when extra things came in, it was a cause for pause. And so I know that I have fear around, am I going to be safe? Am I going to have enough? Is the universe really supporting me? I have a negative conjuring mind sometimes that, conjures from a 22-cent increase in gas to being homeless. And so I have to understand that, and I can't gloss over it. When that fear comes up, I have to start with, Valerie, you're safe. In this moment, all of the bills are paid. You are going to be able to pay for this gas. You have clothes on your back, shoes on your feet. You have clients. You are doing well. Then I go into gratitude. I'm grateful for how well I'm doing. Now the gas is pumping and I'm sitting there. This is,
Right, right.
this is not stop, go home and pray. This is, I'm in the moment doing the thing and reminding myself of the truth. And then I can go to high vibration. So a lot of things that we get upset about are stories. They're conditioned patterns that we've lived for a while that get triggered, like you said earlier, and they come up. And we get a chance to be um, really, really astute at managing them. And I say getting superiority over them, meaning I have an internal locus of control. That's a psychological term for whether I believe I act on the universe, or an external locus of control is where I believe I'm a victim of external circumstances. The universe and everything in it acts on me, and I just have to react. Like, that saying, make lemonade.
Oh,
If life gives you lemons, make lemonade. I hate that saying, because it's sort of, now this isn't the only interpretation, but one of the interpretations is that you just sit there, life throws lemons at you, and you got to do something with it. And I'm always saying, and I don't want lemons, I want avocados. And
good. Get those good fats.
I need my good
Right,
fats. And
right.
so what would I do in that circumstance? And I know, well, the way I get avocados is I think about avocados and I create the vibration that aligns with avocados. And then I know avocados are showing up.
Are showing up. Yeah. That's great. I don't like lemonade either. It's just it's fascinating, right? It's just fascinating. So tell me about, you have a 7-day kind of challenge that I wanted to present to our listeners as a kind of like a lead in to a way to embrace, practice, embody the things that you're talking about. We like to
Yes,
start where people are, right? So can you talk about
yes.
that?
Start where people are. One of
Right.
my favorite quotes, Arthur Ashe, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. So we're not always able to make a monumental leap in our consciousness. Like, there are baby steps are sometimes necessary, and that's in everyone's journey at some point. And so the challenge is a great opportunity to spend 7 days doing very specific explorations and activities, practices that help you kind of gauge where you are. Start where you are, like, where am I? It's called the Grow in Self Mastery, Flow into Bliss 7 day
Hmm.
challenge to have more
Okay.
peace, love, joy, and freedom.
Okay. And so how would somebody find this? I mean, so sign me
Yes.
up. I want to do it. So how do I get started?
Oh, it's awesome. You just go to the link, um, tinyurl.com / self-mastery challenge.
Okay.
TinyURL. So that's TinyURL.com / self-mastery challenge, all one word, no hyphen. And that's where you'll get more information.
Okay. All right. And we will post that along with how people. So if somebody wanted to find you, how would they find you?
Oh, that's so cool. Come to the Bliss Collective. It's a private group that I have on Facebook. So if you're not into doing challenges, you can just come join the Facebook group and we practice the teachings to living a high vibration life. And that's facebook.com/groups/ the Bliss Collective, all one word. And you can private message me on Facebook anytime. I'll get back to you within 24 hours.
Oh, wow. Great. Okay. Well, Valerie, it's been such a joy talking to you. And I just feel like I'm excited about the rest of the day and what's possible. And I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of the 7-day challenge. That's going to be fun.
Yes, it is.
The
It we
timing.
our next one starts on Sunday the 24th and runs for 7 days, and there's opportunity to have a little call with me to see what more is possible, and it's going to be fun. We're getting great feedback. This will be the third time we've done it, and we've got some really great testimonials for what people are learning and what they're shifting.
Well, I hear everybody who works with you has great testimonials and shifts, and I know every time I'm in your space, I just feel better. I mean,
Thank you.
and that smile of yours lights up a room, right?
Thank
So
you.
thank you so much for being here, and until next time. So we're gonna go out and live our good fat lives, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yes,
Yes,
because
we
that's what we
are.
do.
We're going to subscribe to the Good Fat Life magazine like me. I like my hard copy. It's beautiful. Yes.
Oh, thank you. Okay, all right. Bye.